Okay, be honest for a second. When I say budgeting, what's your gut reaction? Is it something you've mastered, something you've been ignoring, or maybe something you're just philosophically against? Wherever you landed, I think budgeting needs a rebrand because for most of us, it's one of the most powerful wealth building tools we have. Hey, I'm Paxton. I recently left my corporate 9 to 5 to start Threshold Money, the personal finance app I've always wanted but have never been able to find. And I want to walk you through the simple, no-nonsense way that I think about budgeting. My wife and I have been budgeting together since we got married back in 2019, and it's taken a bunch of different forms over the years. At the very start, I would copy and paste every transaction from every account over to this spreadsheet. And it wasn't even an Excel spreadsheet, it was an Apple Numbers spreadsheet. I went looking the other day and actually found one of these spreadsheets. So I want to show you our budget from January of 2020. We were living in Spain, teaching English, and both making about 950 euro a month. Some funny things to call out here. In Spain, obviously the cost of living is pretty low. We had this apartment with a gorgeous patio and this ocean view, and we only paid 350 euro a month in rent, which was pretty great. We only had 2 subscriptions back then, just Spotify and Adobe. Another piece here I want to call out is, even though we weren't making much at all, we still tried to save around $100 a month in our Roth IRAs, and that has really paid off almost 7 years later. So it was with that clunky little spreadsheet that we could plan to invest a little bit each month and also take a couple of fun trips around Europe during our time in Spain. And even though that spreadsheet was a pain to maintain, it really established this habit of knowing where our money was going, being intentional about our saving, and that's stuck with us to this day. Fast forward almost 7 years and we don't run a super strict budget anymore, but we still know exactly what we spend in each category month over month, and we do have targets that we like to stick to. And that's the whole point. Even back in 2019 when our income looked very different, it was never about restriction, it was about awareness. Today, I want to take what I've learned in that nearly decade of budgeting experience and show you how the process can be simple, freeing, and actually maintainable without the headache in the spreadsheets. All right, let's start with the basics. And just know there's probably more than 100 different ways out there to run a budget, and this is just one of them. So to start, you've got your monthly income. And that may seem obvious, but it's a good starting point because it represents your total monthly spending power. Then take what you spend each month in total and break that into categories that make sense to you and align with your lifestyle. From there, you set a target for the categories that you care about. And then the hard part, you try to not spend above those targets. But this isn't tracking just for the sake of tracking. The whole reason we do it is to protect the most powerful wealth building tool that most of us have, our paycheck. Because this is the one equation that matters. Income minus spending gives you your monthly margin. And that margin, those leftover dollars, that's your real leverage. You can use those dollars to save, pay down debt, and invest. Said differently, the whole reason I want to know where my spending is going is to see if I'm allocating dollars towards something that isn't actually adding value to my life right now. That allows me to take those dollars, give them a better purpose, and have them actually work towards an objective that I care about. So for a budget to actually work, you only need 3 things. 1, an automatic stream of every transaction across all your accounts. 2, an easy way to get those transactions into the right spending categories. And 3, a way to see at any moment where each category stands against its target for the month. I want to show you how all 3 of those work together in my app, Threshold Money. As someone who's been budgeting for quite a while now, this tool genuinely makes my life easier. So let's hop into Threshold. I'm going to pull up our test user here, Cam. In the last video, we built out Cam's retirement goal, and this one picks up right where that video left off. So if you haven't seen that one yet, go check it out. Right now, I've got Cam's demo canvas set up to be a blank slate. So it's just the list of accounts that they have connected to Threshold. To make these account connections, Threshold uses Plaid, which is the industry leader for account aggregation. If you've used tools like Venmo or Robinhood, you've probably already connected an account via Plaid. To get started understanding Cam's spending, we're gonna toggle over to build mode where we can tap plus and then see all the different elements we can add to the canvas. So first, I'm gonna tap transactions, which gives me a filterable list of all the transactions across all accounts. For any transaction, I can tap it and just get a summary of what account or card was used, date, category, etc. And speaking of categories, now we need to know how these transactions break down across our various spending categories. So what I'm gonna do is tap plus again, and add categories to the canvas. The cool thing is when you connect accounts to Threshold, it'll give you the past few months of transactions data and automatically categorize them without you doing anything. When I expand one of these categories, I can see the various transactions that roll up into that category's total. And this is the point where we might want to customize our categories and switch around how the transactions are organized by default to better fit how we're thinking about our money. So let's create a new category for dining out. I'll collapse this, tap the 3 dots, manage categories, and create a new one here for dining out. And then when I tap create category, I can see this is now a custom category alongside the default ones we got out of the box. And when I go back to the overview, I can see this dining out category that is currently empty. So let's go find some transactions that are relevant to this new category and start populating it. So I'll scroll down a bit here and okay. Here's something from Sushi Palace that's currently categorized as food and drink. What I want to do is put this in our new dining out category. So I tap that drop down, change the category to dining out, and you can see here Threshold is asking if you want to create a rule where any future transactions that are an exact match for Sushi Palace will fall into this new custom category. This matches just one transaction and create the rule. So we can see now Sushi Palace, this transaction is categorized as dining out. And if I close transactions, go back to categories, I can now see that transaction in the new category. All right, so we've got the custom category. Now let's turn it into a budget by setting a target. So when I expand dining out, I just tap set a target. And let's say we want to do $350 is our dining out budget. We can see now all of the transactions for the selected month are being tracked against that target with this progress bar. So it's easy to get a snapshot of how close am I to overspending for this month? Is there still enough margin, etc. Okay, one more thing before we wrap. In that demo we just went through, we set budgets by tapping around the app, which is great. But another cool thing about Threshold is that there's a Claude connector. So instead of navigating around the app, I can just ask Claude about my budget. So questions like, how much have I spent on dining out this month? Or tasks like adjust my dining out budget by $50, or what's my monthly margin looking like right now? Claude can read your budgets and update them using the same tools that we just walked through in the demo. I'm not going to get into those details today because it really deserves its own video, but it is exciting because I think it's where a lot of personal finance is heading. To wrap things up, I've said before that money is really stored energy for the potential of future outcomes. Budgeting is how you actually decide where that energy goes and doing it on purpose and not just having it happen by accident. If this sounds like something you want to try with your own accounts, you can join the Threshold Money waitlist by clicking the link in the description below. You'll be notified as soon as it goes live later this summer. In the meantime, drop a comment or shoot me an email if you want to chat about any of the topics discussed here. As always, I appreciate the time. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.